So, do I start with the good news or the bad news? Okay, let's get the bad news out of the way. Yeah, the bad news is unfortunately I don't have readings for the month of July, and I am very, very sorry about that, especially to the Cancerians. Happy birthday, my beautifuls, and to the July Leos. Happy, happy, happy birthday. The reason for that is because of some kind of good news, and it's unusual good news, but it kind of affects us all in some way. The good news is that when I was tuning into the energy is changing, yeah, but I think it has changed. So that's good, and the energy feels really, really great. But going back again now to a bit of bad news, it's so new that I actually have to go back and relearn how to read it. Because that's what I do here. I know I come here with a bit of astrology. I have the cards, but 95% really of what I do is reading the energy, reading the vibes, reading what I'm receiving and downloading and the whole thing. And tuning into the energy this month, it's like, no. All the stuff is moving, all the old stuff is leaving, all the old structure is going, all the old way of seeing things is going, all the old way of perceiving intuitive messages, maybe just for me, maybe for more people, I don't know, it's leaving. The scaffolding that I once used to be able to see over the fence, so to speak, is now gone. It's collapsing along with a lot of other things that need to collapse. And I need a bit of time. I need a bit of time to relearn how to build new scaffolding for this new, bright, fresh energy. That, again, it's like opening a new book. It's something new for me. And like I said, I have to learn how to actually read it. But the good news is I'm a fairly fast learner. I will pick it up and I will figure out how to do this. But I would love for those of you particularly who do the type of thing I do, because I know a lot of people here that watch my videos are intuitive, are psychic. Some of you are professional. I know that. And some of you just pick up on it in your own time and you kind of feel the vibes. I wonder, have many of you noticed that it's harder and harder to feel the energies, read the energies, pick up pieces of information? The information is there. Let me just say it. There's lots of information there. But here's the other thing. A lot of it, like stuff on media these days, is very unreliable because it's collapsing. It's falling down. The threads that I pick up on, it's like I pick a thread of psychic, kind of a pathway. I pick the thread and then it kind of disappears. It's like it's not solid. It's not sound. It's not in it for the long haul. It's too changeable, you know? And as I said, the good news is there's something behind that. And I know it's there. So again, I want you to comment below if you felt that it's not just the old structure, the old way of doing things, the old energies that are leaving. It's not all kind of like out with the old and in with the new. It's like really out with the old and in with the new, including psychic messages, including reading the energy, including reading messages that are out there. So I'd love to know your experience of that for those of you who kind of feel vibes, have the kind of tune. And even if you only do it every now and then, it's another thing I noticed. This is something that some of you might have picked up on too, with the change that's happening with the psychic energy, is that you get strong hunches that seem to be going nowhere. And I've seen a few people do this in the last week even. I had friends, family, people saying that they're getting phone calls from people, you know, hi, I just called you because I dreamt last night that this or that happened and I was worried about you. And they're saying, no, nothing is wrong. And the other person then saying, but I'm never wrong about these things. You know, there's a lot of very, very strong feeling like I'm picking up something really strong, but then it's not actually a thing. So again, this means for me that the old energy, that the old structure of how energy is read for me, and maybe it's just me, maybe I can only speak for me here. I think it's for more than that, but I'll speak for myself. The old structure is definitely going. And as I said, there's a new pathway. There's a new, not just in our own lives with the things we're dealing with in our own lives, even in the psychic bloody realm, there are new pathways. And, we have to be pioneers and find these new pathways. We can't anymore depend in every aspect of our life, be it here or even in the psychic energies. We can't depend on the tried and tested anymore. We can't depend on the beaten track anymore. What's that phrase? I love that phrase. Beaten tracks are for beaten people. And I think now, especially with Mars moving into Aries, which is all about pioneering energy, I think that we need space. I think that we all need a bit of time to really figure out what we're building in our lives and really figure out how we know what the right thing is. We can't really depend on so many things anymore. We can't depend on the tried and tested. Even for people like me or maybe like you, we can't depend on the old way that the messages even come in. So we've got to beat new tracks. And how do we know we're on the right track? Well, we've got a bit of a clue here again this month. We have a new moon in Cancer. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. It will never steer you wrong. And in saying that too, when I sat down realizing that I didn't have videos for you this month, I said, this is not ideal. I've already done this before. People are going to be saying to me, but sometimes when there's an eclipse or when there's something that you always abandon us. It's really not like that. I really live by these energies. This isn't a game for me. I'm not just here on YouTube just dishing out the info. I really live this. And when I tuned into my heart energy, it said, stop, go away and learn. North Node in Gemini, go away and learn this new energy. Mars in Aries, I'm in Aries. Find a new path or beat down a new path until you figure out what this new energy is. And then come back with a new way of reading the energy. And again, I'm saying this also for those of you who do work with this energy too, because I do know many of you tune in. There's new energy. We together all have to kind of make a new path and find new ways to get our little psychic connections going on. So I don't know if that kind of matters to everybody. I know some of you are still just shaking your head saying, oh, damn, I just wanted my video. Stop going on and on and on about your psychic threads. I know. But so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go away. I'm going to go away maybe for 2 months, maybe 3 months, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to relearn my craft. But not to relearn my craft, but relearn how to make new paths so that the energies I get are always fresh. And that's the way it is. Really for you, my big advice for everybody this month, whatever you're facing this month, whatever you're dealing with this month, follow the vibe of the new moon in Cancer. We had a new moon solar eclipse last month in Cancer. And again, it's not an eclipse, but it's another new moon in Cancer. It's like the temple. When are you going to stay quiet? When are you going to realize that you just have to be like in a temple, silent, be open and ready to receive the new information, which we talked about in a video a few months back. So it's good to talk, but are we going to walk the walk? Are we going to be silent, not resist kind of all the stuff that needs to fall away and find new ways to do things and trust our heart as we're doing it? And listen to the kind of whisper, not just the whisper of your heart, but the whisper of what I feel is almost like a new energy of your intuition. There's new energy out there. And you have to be very, very still and silent, it seems. Even with Mars in Aries, I know it's a knee-jerk reaction to think that it's all going to be fire, 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 fire. But don't forget, Chiron is retrograding in Aries also this month. Lilith is in there, healing all this kind of overly zealous, overly, I must do something, I must take action, healing all of that. And instead it's saying, stay tuned in, stay quiet. And like the North Node of Destiny in Gemini says, maybe there's new things that you can learn. And when you learn that, then you're finding a new path. You're making a new path. You are not walking the old beaten path. You are creating a new path. So, yeah. So I'll see you, I don't know when. We're gonna have a bit of a time off here. But when I come back, I promise you we'll have something different to say, because we've got to be on top of things. We've got to be ready to, receive what's coming in that's new. And being an Aries here, of course, that totally lights my fire. But we have to be quiet in order to do that. So I hope you understand. As I said, I know this is a channel that every month, it's supposed to put out information. It's supposed to put out readings. It's supposed to do that. But it's not how I work. And I think most of you kind of know that by now. And maybe that's something I could come back with too. Maybe to talk about a little more how I do work. To talk a little bit more about why I don't just flip a few cards over or just talk, about the cards that I turn over. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is a skill in itself. But maybe I should talk more about how I do kind of channel the vibes or channel the energies. I don't know, maybe you'd be interested in that. Maybe you're saying, I don't really care. Just give me the reading. One way or the other, I don't know. So, my love, have a wonderful July. August, maybe also September. I'll be back at some point in the autumn. And as I said, fresher. So, as always, I'm going to leave you with all my love. A lot of love from me to you. Really a lot of love, because it has to tide us over for a little while. And a really, really big kiss. And I do hope that you have a bit of patience with me as I'm doing this, But big kiss, my love. Mwah. Until we see each other again.